people of the world, it's Abby, and it's been quite a while since I've done like a YouTube video, so I really wanted to get back into it and vlogging again because I do really enjoy vlogging. And today it is the day after Christmas, and I wanted to just kind of get back into the swing of like normal everyday activities rather than holiday stuff. And I was sick throughout Christmas and I'm still kind of getting over that. I slept through all of Christmas Eve and I was not feeling too good on Christmas, but I feel a lot better today. I'm still getting over my illness, but I thought it would be fun to start a vlog. And there are a few things that I specifically want to be doing in this vlog. I want to write, definitely. I want to make some art. I got a new sketchbook for Christmas, and I have 20 bajillion different unfinished sketchbooks, but this one's pretty, so I want to do it. And then I want to do some like in-depth Bible studies based on something my friend gave me like inspiration for like a specific one to do, so I want to do that also. But first I want to get into some more comfortable clothes because I'm in jeans and I also have a lot of jewelry on, so I thought I could show you some of my jewelry also. And I got a new jewelry holder for Christmas and I want to show you guys that too. I am changed before I eat dinner. I normally change to pajamas like as soon as I'm home for the day, so even though it's kind of early, it's dark outside so it doesn't seem early, but it's 5:39, so I have been wearing Christmas pajamas all throughout December, but Christmas is over, so I didn't want to make anything confusing about this video, so I put on these gray and pink pants. You can't see them really, they're bell bottoms, and then my Let's Trip shirt that I've worn in videos before actually. Hello, it is the next morning and I didn't film anything else yesterday, so it's a jump to today, and this is the only clip that is going to be for today because I have sort of a plan of action of what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to complete the video. But basically today I went to go eat breakfast with my friends at my workplace actually, because I work at a coffee shop, and then I went to Barnes & Noble and Target because I had gift cards from Christmas, so I wanted to buy things, and I ended up getting just books at both places. But I wanted to show you what I got. They're sitting over here. I got, at Barnes & Noble, I got the entire Naturals series, which was more than what I had on my card, but I decided to just get it all as a box set. It's a lot easier than buying the series separately, even though the other two are parts of series that I will eventually have to buy the books to finish. I have A Court of Mist and Fury and the Inheritance games, and I've wanted to read both of them. I got ACOTAR for Christmas, so I just thought I would get the next one in that series. And then the Inheritance games is actually what I went to Barnes & Noble thinking that I was going to get. And then when I got to that section, they didn't have the box set for this one, but they did have the box set for the Naturals, and I knew I wanted to read that also. But I did end up just getting the Inheritance games series. So I do really need to read because a lot of times I would show my book stack on my vlogs. I'm not going to right now. I might later on, but it's only gotten bigger and it literally touches the ceiling right now, and only this book is going to fit on that stack, and then I'll have to make a separate stack next to it. But I think right now, tomorrow I have work, and I work from 7:30 to 1:30. And then I will be able to come back to the vlog and say more things, but I think that for now I'm going to put a pause on this until tomorrow morning, and hopefully I'll be able to film in the morning tomorrow before I leave for work. So I'll just have to like get ready in shorter time. Normally I wake up an hour before I have to be at the place that I'm going, if it's like an early thing. So since I have to be there at 7:30, I'll wake up at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So I don't really know my course of time for things, but I know for sure this vlog I want to do like a Bible study thing. I don't really know. And if I start that tomorrow, then the next day will be my youth group, and I can discuss whatever I did with them. So I just thought that would be a good time to start things. So I will see you tomorrow bright and early. Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early in the morning, and I have to go to work, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll come back and check with you then, and that will be in like 6 hours or so. It'll be good. I'm back from work, and as soon as I got home, I immediately changed because I felt very icky. But now I'm back. I'm home, and I think I'm going to go and do that Bible study now because I have been putting it off, and I really want to. Also, before we get into that, I just want to say, this is my son. His name is William. I ordered him from Five Below, I think, online. He's so cute. This is my Bible. I'm pretty sure this is just like a pretty standard like Bible, like everyone and their mothers has one like this. Sorry, moving this. I'm not sure. I've had this for like probably 7-ish years now, maybe a little bit longer. I got it as a Christmas gift a very long time ago from my grandma because we were all old enough to have like a full-sized Bible, because like we all had like kids' Bibles, but like me and my cousins and my brother and stuff like that, but we were all old enough to have like one like this. So this is my Bible. It's the only one I have. I am going to eventually get a new one because I want like a prettier one, but this is mine for right now. It's pretty in its own way. So basically what my friend was telling me to do in order to get like a better understanding of what you're reading is to watch like somebody on YouTube talk about it afterwards. So I think that's kind of how I'm going to go about this, is read something and then I'm going to watch someone on YouTube talk about it, and then I can talk about it here with you guys. that's sort of done. I mean, I can always go back to it, but now that that is done and out of the way and I've already done that, I need to think of what else I want to do. I really have wanted to get back into journaling, but I just did like a ton of writing and like highlighting things, so I don't think that I want to do that right now. But I do need to learn my lines for the play that I'm in. I got casted as the lead in At the Bottom of Lake Missoula. I can't remember who the writer of the play is, so I can put it up on the screen when I get it. But I do need to learn my lines. I think I have most of them down. I also need to text the director back because we're discussing music about like what's going to be played before the show and like during the show. So I need to do that real quick. So I think I've decided to again put a pause in this vlog and continue the next day. So I will see you guys tomorrow. If you've been closely examining the clips of this video, you've probably noticed that I have music posters in the back, and so I thought I should do like a quick like what does Abby listen to thing, even though you could probably tell. So my number one like favorite artist ever is Hozier, and I saw him live in August. I've also seen Gracie Abrams and Conan Gray live. Yeah, they're also some of my favorite artists. I'm seeing Lord Huron live next year in May after my birthday. I love Phoebe Bridgers. She is gone into the abyss right now. Hopefully she'll be back and I can go see her live. But yeah, Olivia Rodrigo. Over there on my posters that I have over there, I have Noah Kahan, Chappell Roan, Role Model, Maisie Peters, Zach Bryan. I know Zach Bryan's controversial right now. I put that up before he was. Gregory Alan Isakov, Bon Iver. Yeah, I like things like that. I've been really getting into Adrian Lenker and Big Thief right now. Yes. I love that I go into filming thinking that these are going to be vlogs, and then it always ends up being more like a video diary, and I always end up changing the title. Contemplating doing that, not sure yet. I mean, still in the filming process, so like the title can really be whatever I want it to be. This is my channel, but I'm honestly just trying to figure out what to do because I feel like I do, well, it's not that I do nothing throughout the day. It's just that everything I do is just really hard to film because all my activities are like writing. I can film kind of, but can't really film because you can't see the inside contents yet. And then like I can't film my art. I have like no way to do that. Things like that. So I was trying to figure out what to do next. I really want to fill up this sketchbook, this brand new one I got for Christmas, but because it's so pretty on the outside, I wanted to find like a theme for the art that I do, and I know what the theme is, like I know what I want it all to look like. I just don't know what that's called, so I can like find inspiration, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We're gonna come back to that. I do think that I want to get some writing done. I finished chapter 5 finally. That chapter was like getting me stuck. It was giving me writer's block, and I think that was the longest chapter I have to write as far as plotting goes, because like the way I plotted every single chapter, each of the paragraphs I had for each chapter was a different length, and that one was pretty long. It was like almost a page full, I think, of plotting for that chapter, so that was probably the longest chapter in the book. So we got through that. I think I'm going to do some more writing. I don't think I have anywhere else to go today. I might change into more comfortable clothes. I just hadn't yet because I really like this outfit and my jewelry and everything I've got going on. Hello, it's the next day, and I didn't know that I was going to extend this into today, but I did. I am going to pick up the Walmart order that we have, like the grocery order, and then my brother has a birthday party in the next town over, so we're probably going to drive out there, and I don't really know what we're going to do out there, but it's going to be fun. But first I should probably show you what my outfit looks like. I did my hair the same way as I did yesterday. I'm really liking it with like my natural curls, and I wore this little stripy sweater, corduroy pants, and these shoes and these socks. I really love like the shoes socks combo, but it doesn't really match my sweater, so it's kind of disappointing, but it's okay, it adds to it. And then I have my locket, which has, if I can open it, it has Hosier inside. Hashtag I was a fan before he was trending, but rings, my bracelets. This one says Intertwined, and it's for Not a Lot, Just Forever by Adrian Linker, and my friends have the other lyrics on their bracelets. And then this bracelet tracks a whale shark. I haven't done a speaking part of a YouTube video since last year. Yeah, New Year's Eve has passed, and I forgot about this video, so I'm coming back to it now, because last night I forgot to do like my year in review on Goodreads, and I thought you guys might want to see it because I think that I did it on here last time. But also, since it's a new year, that means a new YouTube intro, so I'll have to make that later. I was thinking this was going to be like the last video with the old intro, but I guess a new intro is going to be a thing now. I don't actually know how many videos I ever did with an intro because it's kind of a somewhat new thing for me, but so my year in books, I'm kind of sad. My goal was 40 and I've read 17, which is not good, but I was busy this year, so that's not my problem that I was busy. But I did read 7,005 pages, which is a lot. My shortest book was Blubber by Judy Blume, and my longest was Breaking Dawn in the Twilight series, which was the first book I finished this year, I think. My average book length was 412 pages, which is kind of a lot, and my average rating was 3.8, which is pretty good, pretty mediocre. I read a lot of mediocre books this year. My highest rated was Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Is that The Great Undoing? Yeah, The Great Undoing. And my lowest rated was Breaking Dawn. Don't come after me. I have my reasons for that. Here's a little collage of all the books I've read this year. Oh, what's this? Oh, I went the wrong way. Here's the other part. Should we go through all 17 books I read this year and talk about them? Because I think we should. One of my favorite things I do like while vlogging is when I'm reading and then I talk about the book and I like sit and I like yap about it for a little bit. So why don't we do that, but with all the books I read this year? The first book I read of this year, which I finished very close to the beginning of the year, like probably January of last year. I guess this is last year's books, my bad. Breaking Dawn. It was my finish to the Twilight series, and I enjoyed it, and I mostly enjoyed the end parts of it. The beginning was like really slow, and the end was just not what I was expecting it to be. But for the Twilight series, I liked the series. I think I rated this at 2 stars. It's got a pretty good amount of annotations in it, so it's still good, very fun to hold. I love how thick it is. Next was The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, which I'm not sure how many people actually know about this book, but it is part of the Twilight series, and it's about Bree Tanner, who is a vampire that I think they talk about a little bit in the original series, but she's not a big character. She dies in the actual series, I'm pretty sure, but this is her short second life. So when she turns into a vampire, she's not alive for very long after that, so that's why it's just her lifespan as a vampire. Next is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, which I do not have right now because I am letting one of my friends borrow it, but this is what the cover looks like. And this book changed like my trajectory on life pretty much. It was one of my favorite books I've ever read, and it is definitely worth the hype. It is like a little bit different than I thought it was going to be, but it was very good, and I keep thinking about it, and I think I rated it a 5 stars. I don't remember, there was something at the time that I was kind of annoyed with the way that it was portrayed in the book, but I think I did eventually get over it because it is one of my favorite books ever. Next is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and this book, I remember really loving it when I read it. It wasn't like a super amazing like mystery book, but it was pretty good, and I did like the characters, and I liked the storytelling, and I do kind of have I discriminate against books with people on the cover because I just don't like people on the cover, but this one was okay and it was acceptable. But I do need to read the sequels to this book because I did not own them. I got this at a thrift store, I think, or I bought it from someone, so I don't have the sequels because I did not buy them all together. But yeah, I think I rated this like a 3 stars, which is like a pretty average rating for me, which is just like a pretty good book that I would recommend, but it's not like anything special, and it's not like bad in any way. Next, which I also do not have this one because it is being borrowed by a friend, If We Were Villains by M.O. Rio. That's what the cover looked like when I read it. I did do a few vlogs while reading that, and I don't know if you remember, but I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that book. I call it my favorite book I've ever read, and it was amazing and very good, and I think about it all the time. It's got lots of like Shakespeare references. The entire thing is like Shakespeare. They talk in Shakespearean language a lot. They're a group of theater students, and it's a murder mystery, so it's like literally perfect for me. It's everything that I love in a book. Next is If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan, and this is the sequel to If He Had Been With Me, so obviously I loved it because it was the sequel to one of my favorite books ever. This is from the perspectives of, I can't remember. Okay, so the first one is in the perspective of the girl, and then the rest is from the perspective of like the guy's best friend, the guy's ex-girlfriend, and then I think from the girl again. I can't really remember, it's been a while since I read it, but this was very good. I think I gave it a 4 stars. Next, we get into the big series that is probably why I only ended up reading 17 books because of how big this series is, Magnolia Parks, and I did a few vlogs while reading the Magnolia Parks series too, and I don't know if you remember, but I was not very fond of it when I first read it because I just felt like everything was super physical, and like, I don't know, I don't really like that in romance books, but I did really enjoy this series as a whole. It's a very good series. I have on my, I have like a little sign up there, I'll show it to you afterwards, and it says, "How's the weather, Parks?" on it, and that's like the main part of this book. But yeah, so the first one, I can't remember what the rating I gave it was, but that was my thoughts on it. The next book in the series was Daisy Hates, and this cover is like literally so hard to grasp, but everything on it means something. and I actually liked Daisy's story a whole lot better than Magnolia's story. I don't know why. I did end up closer to the end of the series when I got to the last book. I did like Magnolia's story better, but this one I liked better than the first Magnolia Parks. Next is Magnolia Parks A Long Way Home, and I do not, because I read the series so close together, I do not remember what happens in each book, but I do believe I enjoyed this one. I remember having good memories while reading this one. There's lots of annotations, and they're all nice and color-coded. They're all blue, so yeah, pretty good book, I think. Next was Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, which I think my Goodreads told me was my highest rated book of the year, but I do not believe that to be true, because I think I rated this a 4 stars, and I rated If We Were Villains a 5 stars, because that was my favorite book that I read this year. But yes, this was a very good book. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this was my favorite book in the series, but then again, it also has way less annotations, so I could be wrong. Next is the last Magnolia Parks book in the series, which is Into the Dark. And this book, well, first of all, the pages are falling out, but there's a story for why. Also, there's a person on the cover, but there's also a story for why. So, I didn't know that the last Magnolia Parks book was coming out, and I bought all of the original covers, which were discontinued before that point, because I liked the original covers and I didn't want to read the other covers. So, there was no matching cover for the last book. Somebody created this cover. I don't know who. I ordered this off of like a print website because this cover does not exist. And I don't know who all has this cover because it literally is not a real cover, really. It just matches my other books. This book was good. It also, it does match the other books. I don't like saying but I'm trying to think of my train of thought. It matches my other books cover-wise, but it is a different height. It is bigger, and I didn't know that at the time. But yeah, the pages are falling out, so I'm not going to do anything else with this book. I'm putting it back. Next is Better Than the Movies, which I'm pretty sure is like the most popular YA romance book that has ever existed ever, because everybody knows about this book. And it was very good. I have no complaints about it. It wasn't like the most amazing thing I've ever read, but I think it was a 4 stars. I do have the sequel up on my book stack, which is very large. I will show you that after also, but yeah. I also don't like that there's people on this cover, but I had to read it because literally everyone's read this book. I needed to be involved. Next was the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is another thing that like literally everybody's heard of, everybody's read. I love mysteries and I love thrillers, so this was perfect for me. I think I gave this first book a 4 stars. Loved it. Very good. The second book, I think I gave a 2 or 3 stars. The second book was not as good. It kind of did not impress me. I was thinking it was going to be like a series where the first book is like the only good one and then the rest are like bad and just to be a sequel. But no, this one was okay. It did make sense in the whole story because you need to read all 3 of them to know like the whole story. It all makes sense. The third one, As Good as Dead, my mom is borrowing, so I do not have it right now, but that's what it looks like. It was probably one of my favorite books of the year. I gave the last book in the series a 5 stars, and that's high. I'm pretty sure I gave 3 books this year a 5 stars. It was that one, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, and those were the only books I gave a 5 stars. Then there's the novella for the series, Killjoy, which I think a lot of people actually read before reading the series, which I didn't know. This does go before the series. It is not too important, though. It was a murder mystery game at like a birthday party. So it just goes into the first book. It has like a little part that transitions. And then the final book I finished this year, it's not the final book I read this year because I started Love in Other Words before the year ended, but Blubber by Judy Blume. It's kind of like a classic because I don't really read Judy Blume books, but I found this at the dollar store, so I thought I'd pick it up because I'd heard it was good. I do not get the hype. This was my lowest rated book of the year, I think. It said it wasn't on here, but this was, because this was my only 1-star book, I think, of this year. Mostly because they were just bullying a fat kid the whole time, and I did not understand the point of the story. But yeah, no hate on the author, I just don't understand. I think that is where I'm going to end off this video. Don't mind that I look like absolute trash right now. I just showered again. This has been over the course of 3 weeks now that I've been filming this video, and I do apologize once again on how terrible I am at making vlogs. It just sort of happens this way. I always do this. If you're new here, this is not a new thing. I always do this. So I've had a snow day for 2 days straight. The first day I didn't go anywhere, and today I had work, and then I just came home and did nothing pretty much. I'm filming the end of this video, and that's about it. And I just thank you for staying with me on this. I'm sure it will feel a lot less messy when it's all put together, like edited together. and I'm going to do that tonight. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll have more videos hopefully soon. I'm going to try to be more consistent on posting on this account because I go through phases where I'll be super consistent posting every single week. There was one time where there was a point in life where I used to post every Sunday and every Wednesday, I think. I don't know. You'd have to go back. I think it says it on my profile, but I'm going to change that because that is absolutely untrue. I have not been doing that. I have not been keeping up with that. I need to change it. It says it on my banner. But anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye and good night, and have so much fun doing whatever.